Hi, it's Dee, and I'm back for this second part of my insulin resistance series. In this video, I will be talking specifically about how to reverse insulin resistance, boost weight loss, and heal your metabolism. Many people who struggle with insulin resistance have extra weight that is linked to elevated blood glucose levels. Losing weight will help to reverse insulin resistance. So we're going to talk about the top 3 factors that determine whether you break the negative insulin resistance cycle. The first is the ratio of your macronutrients, meaning your protein, fat, and carbs that you consume each day. The second factor is the health of your cells, your liver, your gallbladder, your kidneys, all of your detoxification systems in the body. And the third is the time you spend each day in a feeding and a fasted state. So let's take a deeper dive into these 3 factors so that we can understand how we can naturally reverse insulin resistance. So there is a Western prescription for macronutrients that is often given to those with insulin resistance or type 2 diabetes. So let's consider what that looks like. Dr. Sarah Hallberg, who's an internal medicine and obesity specialist, in her TED Talk, which got over 8 million views, link in the description box below, she explains what Western medicine predominantly prescribes to those with insulin resistance or type 2 diabetes. She states in her video that often we see 50 to 60 grams of carbohydrates prescribed for each meal, plus some in snacks. She also demonstrates in a chart the effect of the 3 macronutrients on the blood glucose levels. So when we see carbohydrates on the graph, we see a huge spike. Then protein, we see a small spike. And when fat is consumed, the other macronutrient, there is no impact on blood glucose, which should tell you that that has a key to healing insulin resistance, right? When you look at that prescription that is given by Western medicine, we can see that what is being asked to heal type 2 diabetes and insulin resistance is actually making the situation worse. And if you look at the numbers of people that have diabetes today in the US and around the world, we can understand that this prescription has not been working. There is a way to use a higher fat diet with a healing set of macronutrients that can help you to reverse insulin resistance and type 2 diabetes. There is no one size fits all. Certainly that can be applied to everyone. Macronutrients for healing ketosis vary by individual depending on several other factors such as age, other health issues, sleep, stress, activity levels, and more. Getting the macronutrients correct is essential for fat adaptation to be successful. You see, we're either sugar burners or we're fat burners. And Americans and many other countries tend to be sugar burners due to their culture and the diet that is common. What we want to do is essentially increase healthy fats and reduce carbohydrates. It's as simple as that. Then we add the right amount of protein based on your body, age, activity level, etc. And then getting that calculation right is the key to unlocking the miracle of healing that your body is capable of. You already have what it takes to heal. Increasing ketones is also going to decrease your hunger. It will increase your fat burning, and all of this will allow you to fast longer. And we'll talk more about that in our 3rd factor. Bonus is that you also get increased mental clarity and focus, and who doesn't need that these days, right? So bottom line on this first factor that is key to reversing insulin resistance is cutting carbs and sugar to increase ketosis and reversing insulin resistance. The second factor in reversing insulin resistance is the strength and energy of your cell's mitochondria and their efficiency at controlling the flow of insulin into the cell and waste out of the cell. They are constantly working to process nutrients in our bloodstream. Many people will tell me they are not a sweets person and they really don't have a thing for sugar, so they really don't think that will be an issue when they're trying to get into ketosis. Well, it is important to realize that there are many hidden carbs and sugars in foods. According to the Eradicate Childhood Obesity Foundation, we now have over 250 names for sugars that are contained in our processed foods and beverages. Sugars and carbs are fast burning. They do not give you sustained energy in the same way that healthy fats do. Therefore, if you eat higher amounts of carbs, you will feel hungry often. So we need to consider what is in our foods that is hidden and learn what those things are so that we can really remove all sugars and carbs from our diet, even ones that we aren't aware of. The other thing to consider is that processed and hormone-laden foods dump their toxic load into cells, and these toxins often land in fat cells, making them more stubborn and resistant to weight loss. One of the best ways to support your metabolic energy and decrease toxic load is to understand the foods and substances you need to avoid. Bad seed oils deserves a dishonorable mention here. The top three, corn, soy, and canola, are seed oils that are made from GMO crops. But let's not forget palm, sunflower, safflower, and any other vegetable blends that are highly toxic and inflammatory to your body. These oils are often used in fast foods and takeout foods because they have a higher cooking temperature, they're cheaper, and they last longer. These oils cause inflammation in the body and can create a feeling of bloating and slow weight loss. All waste or non-useful nutrients from cells all over the body have to be stored somewhere. Our liver and our gallbladder take the biggest hit here and can become overloaded with toxins, not just from hormones and foods, but also in prescription drugs, personal care items, home cleaning products, and more. The amount of toxicity of your liver and gallbladder can be noted by blood tests, but you can also look at visible markers such as mentioned in part 1 of this video series, which is linked up above here if you haven't already seen it. But the main one is excess belly fat. This can be addressed in several natural ways, such as a liver cleanse using herbal remedies, CASTOR packs, which are very healing and actually feel great. Cleaning up the diet, as mentioned above, cutting sugar and alcohol for the time that you are trying to heal is essential. The bottom line here is our body's toxic load must be reduced if we want to see the amazing healing power of our bodies. Please note that when we're doing a healing diet, it can be for a period of time that we choose to reach our goals. It does not have to be a permanent state, just like anything else that we do to change our lives, right? We go through phases with it, we become healthier, and then we can try to incorporate some of those things back in smaller amounts, maybe perhaps less frequently, and we can still enjoy life. The last factor in reversing insulin resistance is your daily feeding window. When your body is receiving nutrients every few hours, it's constantly working to process food as it comes in. It does not get a chance to burn the stored body fat. And you may have heard me say this before, the average American has about 70,000 grams of stored fat on their body. This means if we can train our bodies and our minds to fast, we can teach the body how to use stored fat for energy. Fat is a much cleaner, longer burning fuel as compared with carbs and sugar, which are fast burning, leave us craving, and leave us wanting to eat much more frequently. The bottom line on this factor is narrowing your feeding window is going to help you to heal the metabolism by increasing the time that your digestive system needs to recover. As your digestive system recovers, it increases the power of your metabolism. So just to recap, the 3 factors that determine whether you will break the negative cycle of insulin resistance and or type 2 diabetes. The first is to change your macros. The second is the health of your cells, your liver, your gallbladder, and your kidneys. And the third factor is your eating window. Remember that the journey toward better health starts with awareness, education, and support for making changes to your lifestyle. So surround yourself with positive thoughts, positive people that help support you in reaching your goals. Please stay tuned for the next video, the last video in this series, which will be all about how to boost your ketones and metabolism by using the most effective workouts for fat burning. Thank you so much for your time today, and I really appreciate you watching, liking, and supporting my channel. If you haven't already subscribed and hit the notification bell, please do, as it really helps my channel and it gives me the time to give you quality videos on topics that are important to you. As always, stay happy and healthy until next time.